Hello and welcome. There are 8 planets in retrograde right now, and you need to know what that means, how it's going to affect you, and how to actually maximize this energy that is here with these retrogrades because it's a big deal. It is actually life-changing if you know the right actions to take and what to focus on. So the 8 different planets, here's the lineup, okay? The 8 different planets that are in retrograde right now are Mercury. And I'm going to give you the dates for each of them of when that retrograde started and when the retrograde ends. Mercury went retrograde on August the 23rd and will be in retrograde until September the 15th. Mercury represents communication, cooperation, data electronics, boundaries, among other things, of course, as well. But these are some of the main things, especially communication, that it really governs. And pay attention to the descriptions of the planets that I'm about to give you, because these descriptions are going to be very important in terms of the information that I'm going to be telling you in terms of how to navigate these energies. Because when a planet is in retrograde and it is going back, it's in retrospection. It is asking us to go back over these areas of our lives and really revamp certain things, right? Every time we're in retrograde, just put a re in front of so many different words because there's a revamping energy here that needs to happen for all of us globally. So not just within ourselves, but outside of ourselves. So within our systems, within our governments, within the way that we have our society structured, and everything that is moving and happening in our world actually needs a restructuring at this time. So, but on an individual level, there's huge changes that you can make within yourself. And of course, I always mention this in my videos that everything always starts from the inside out. So you only have control over yourself. You don't have control over other people. And if you accept that, and if you just really focus your energy upon the things that you need to change in your life at this time, then you can make immense headway and begin 2024 with a brand new perspective, a brand new beginning, actually, in many different areas of your life. So let's get back to the lineup here. So Mercury, like I said, was August 23rd and will be retrograde until the 15th. Also, keep in mind there's going to be shadow periods for each of these retrogrades. I'm not going to detail the shadow periods, but I am just going to let you know when the retrograde ends. Venus is the only shadow period I'm going to mention. Venus went retrograde July the 23rd and will be retrograde and actually ended its retrograde on the 4th of September. So it just recently ended. And I'm saying it's 8 planets. It's technically 7, but I'm saying 8 because of the shadow period that is going to last for Venus until October the 7th. So it's like that retrograde energy will still be very much in effect for Venus until October the 7th. Saturn is also in retrograde at this time. Saturn went retrograde on June the 17th and will be continuing to be in retrograde until November the 4th. Venus, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, is represents love, romance, money, beauty, and art. Okay, so think about those areas of your life and where some kind of revamping needs to happen. Saturn is representing maturity, responsibility, discipline, concentration, ambition, productivity. Those are the positive aspects of Saturn. And I'm going to detail Saturn's negative aspects here as well, because Saturn tends to be that sort of ass kicker planet that really sort of pulls the rug out from under us sometimes to really make us wake up. It's like the friend that gives you that shake. That's Saturn, okay? So the negative aspects of Saturn here are caution, delay, constriction, limitation, rules and regulations, pain, fear, authority, control, and denial. Think of those things in your life, and where are you in denial perhaps? Where are you trying to control things that are not actually meant to be in your control? Where are you overly cautious? Where are there delays happening? And actually Saturn in retrograde right now can mean delays when it comes to travel, when it comes to many different things in our lives. So just kind of a heads up on that. Don't be too frustrated if things are in delay at this time, because they are kind of meant to be. It's just an energy that is meant to teach you to go with the flow, to relax and allow certain things to happen. You can't control that delay, especially while Saturn is in retrograde. So just kind of go with it. Okay. Now Chiron is retrograding from July the 26th until December the 26th. So that's a 4-month period for Chiron there. 5-month period for Chiron there. Actually, that is going to be retrograding. Chiron represents our core wounds and how we overcome them. So think about that for a moment, because that's a big one in terms of what core wounds are you healing or needing to heal at this time during this period from July 26th until December 20, literally until the end of the year. Right? What core wounds do you have that you are aware of, that maybe you can write a list about right now for yourself, that you need to heal and let go and allow to move through you and release, so that you can really begin a new chapter? And how can you overcome those core wounds, right? That's another question actually Chiron will be asking us and is asking us. Uranus, also in retrograde from August the 28th until January the 27th. Another long retrograde on that one. Uranus retrograde. Uranus itself represents technology, rebellion, innovation. Uranus hates rules. And because it hates rules, it actually brings forth groundbreaking, dynamic change. So Uranus is definitely the planet that wants to mix things up and switch things up and change things and really bring newness into our existence, into our systems, into our society. So that's a very good thing, actually, because we all know how much we need an upgrade. Neptune went retrograde on June the 30th and will be in retrograde until December the 6th. Neptune represents inspiration, dreams, psychic receptivity, illusion and confusion, rules, and spirituality. So think about spirituality actually in this case for your life. And Neptune being in retrograde right now is asking you to look at, are you spiritual? Do you have a spiritual practice? Do you have anything in place that really fulfills that part of you, that connects you to your divinity and that connects you to God? Are you taking time out of your day, and do you put time within your schedule to really do spiritual practices to strengthen that bond between yourself and Christ consciousness, and to allow that Christ consciousness to come through you and into you? That's what Neptune is really asking us here. It's also inspiring us actually to become more spiritual, to become more connected. Very much has to do with dreams as well. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been having some really vivid, crazy dreams lately, very detailed, lots of traveling actually in my dreams. So I'm always, I was on a train the other night, and last night I was on a bus and I was heading to Hawaii. So there's always like these different dreams that I'm having that have to do with travel. So astral travel actually is very much connected to Neptune as well. So pay attention to that. And psychic receptivity. So it's like, are you finding that you're maybe coming online a little bit more? Are you finding that you're tuning into things more than you were before, and feeling into things more and picking up on things more than you were before? That would be Neptune activating that within you. So that's another awesome thing. Pluto went retrograde on May the 1st and will continue to be in retrograde until October the 11th. Pluto rules our personal dark domains. Okay, so this is through which we die and return, ending one cycle and beginning another. Pluto is very, very much about endings and beginnings and cycles. Pluto is the planet that just comes in there and just like blows shit up. things that don't work, things that are outdated, things that have been stagnating. Pluto will come and sort of blow that to smithereens and basically create tower moments in your life so that you can rebuild, so that you can start over and start a new cycle. So Pluto always has a breaking down first and then a new beginning and a building up afterwards. Pluto is also the planet of karma. So it's like a reap what you sow kind of situation with Pluto. It definitely is, cause and effect. It's whatever you have done to others or have done to yourself that has not been a positive thing is the karma that you are now experiencing or have been experiencing and moving through for quite some time now. And Pluto is now asking you to look at that. Look at what decisions you have made in the past, what kind of choices you've made in the past that perhaps were not for your best and highest interest. And also, regarding other people, right? What kind of choices, decisions have you made, or what kind of actions have you taken that perhaps hurt other people? And what kind of karma did you reap as a result of that action, right? It's taking a look at that and sort of diving a little bit deeper within yourself about that. Pluto is also the planet of fate. So it is a generator of metamorphosis, that which you are meant to return to, face, and embrace if you're to move forward in your life. So Pluto wants you to face those uncomfortable things, and especially if you want to move forward in your life. Like there is no choice. Pluto doesn't really give, you always have a choice, I suppose, but if you want to move forward, you have to make a choice, right? To face those things that are not working and make a change. And the last planet is Jupiter that I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to talk about Jupiter more extensively because it is the planet that just most recently went retrograde. Jupiter's retrograde began on September the 4th and runs until December 31st. It is a planet of growth. So Jupiter represents growth, expansion, healing, prosperity, good fortune, and miracles. Jupiter also represents long distance and foreign travel, big business and wealth, higher education, religion, and the law. So there are definitely some changes when it comes to all of those different aspects of Jupiter that are now available to us during this retrograde period. And I'm going to be discussing in a lot more detail all of the aspects of Jupiter because this one right now is kind of one of the, I don't want to say more important one. Every aspect and every one of these planets and every single aspect of these planets are important for us to be looking at right now within ourselves. But Jupiter really is the planet of expansion. So I want to talk about how you can expand things in your life, what you should be focusing on expanding and what you should focus on, dropping at this time so that you're not expanding things that you no longer want in your life. Okay, so let's get into that. And before I get into that, I just want to quickly mention to share this video, guys, because there's a lot of really, really good information in here. And this is potentially life-changing information. So share this information and this video with anyone that you really desire to see succeeding, doing better when it comes to their wealth, health, prosperity. Anyone that you really want to just nurture and grow, want to see grow and expand, share this video with them because this is a really crucial time, and it's a 4-month window that we have Jupiter retrograde for. And this month in particular, the very first month, this September month that Jupiter is retrograde, is actually the most pivotal month of the 4 months. So this is like the month to plant the seeds. So you really want to make sure that, you share this with friends and family that you really want to support, and especially people that are going to be receptive and open to this kind of information, and people that are really wanting to make a change in their life and it and they're struggling. Okay, so I just wanted to put that out there. So let's begin. Jupiter retrograde like I said, representing wealth, abundance, prosperity, luck, and success, is going to be highlighting all of those areas in our life at this time and where we are creating those things for ourselves and where we are not. So, all right, sorry guys, there was just somebody cutting something with a saw. Oh, I love those sounds. Okay, so Jupiter is bringing more luck, prosperity, money, freedom, time freedom, so financial freedom and time freedom, potentially a better career or promotion. It is able to expand all of these things in our life right now at this time, especially, like I said, if we are in the right mindset, if we are taking right action, and if we are focusing on the right things. So, do you need more luck, more money, more prosperity? Do you need a promotion? Do you need a better job, a better career? Do you need more fulfillment, more love in your life? Ask yourself these things, because these are the things that Jupiter is going to be helping you to really, really grow at this time. And if you play your cards right during this retrograde in the next 4 months, particularly, like I said, in September, then you can make massive strides forward. You can experience things that you have not experienced before. So, but it really just comes down to action, okay? So, retrogrades are always bringing old things and old circumstances back. It gives us an opportunity to review, to really reevaluate, what has been working and what has not been working. That's what retrogrades are all about. And with 7, we'll say 8 planets in retrograde, that's literally an entire life review. Okay. So that you have an opportunity to review every single area of your life at this time. Something to particularly focus on, though, would be this miracle, the abundance, the prosperity, right? And how to really, really expand that in your life. So things coming back from the past can be things like unpaid bills or debt that you owe somebody or debt that you owe in general. There might be different things being called in at this time, people knocking at your door, calling you, sending you emails saying, hey, remember you owe me this, right? That's Jupiter retrograde. So that kind of stuff may be coming up for you at this time. And don't be afraid of it. It's okay. It's about facing it. Remember, I said Pluto wants us to face things. So face it and look at it and see how you can come up with the best solution possible to take care of those things, right? Maybe setting up a payment plan, maybe, looking at different ways that you can take care of those bills, borrowing money, whatever it is. There are ways to come up with solutions for all of these things if you're, again, taking right action. Don't run from it. Don't hide from it, because you're going to expand that. It's going to make it even worse, and they're going to compound in that door even harder. So even past negative perspectives and influences around money may resurface at this time. So really look at that. And if you have the sense of contraction within you or huge fears, I was actually reading some comments in a completely different video, and I was reading how people were going through financial struggles at this time and how much anxiety that was causing them. Do not focus on the anxiety and don't focus on what is not working, right? It doesn't work. It doesn't serve you to focus on the lack of money or the lack of abundance or the lack of prosperity. But it does serve you, and what you want to expand is the having it already, right? Getting into that right mindset, as I mentioned earlier, and then taking the right action to make it happen is going to yield tremendous results. So go within yourself. I'm sorry. And I wanted to just mention here, positive experiences as well can also come around with this Jupiter retrograde, not just negative ones, of course. Positive experiences would be like past good luck returning to you and having that good luck again. and fortune, right? Good fortune coming back around again. If you have experienced that in the past, and at one point or another, I believe that we have all experienced good luck and good fortune in our past. So that can now again come back around unexpectedly and surprisingly. Remember, I also mentioned miracles are also very abundant with Jupiter. So opportunities, financial offers, and promotions are also things that can come up and come around at this time during Jupiter retrograde. And even invites to social events, invites to, different networking events that might connect you with the right people, or just connect you with the right person that can really get you on track or provide the help and support that you need at this time. So there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of different things, positive things that can also come around. And I always say to people, it's not to be don't do the toxic positive thinking, but focus on the positive things coming back around in your life, not the negative ones. And if the negative ones do pop up, don't shy away from them, face them head on and say, you know what, let's look at some solutions and how we can figure this out and sort it out. The next point I want to talk about here is how incredibly important it is right now to go within yourself. When planets are retrograde, especially when this many planets are retrograde, this is a very, very reflective time. It is an opportunity to reflect, and that reflection actually is going to give you major insight. You can get downloads, you can get all kinds of information from the divine at this time, solutions that you would never even think of otherwise. So that inner reflection, going within yourself, meditating, doing these kind of things is really going to help you to gain insight into some of the issues that you're currently facing, or just some of the things that you really want to change in your life at this time. Take a deeper look at and reflect on your wealth and abundance. Okay, and make a list of the following 3 things. Okay, and this is really going to help you. This is like a really good exercise for you to try. What has been working? Write a list of all of the things that have been working for you. Everything. When it comes to your finances and to making money, if you're working for a company and you're not quite making what you would like to be making, then write that down, in terms of like, okay, well, it has worked up until now, or maybe it has worked or did work in the past, but maybe it's not working now to be working for a company or whatever, right? Also write down what has not been working out for you. So like I mentioned, if it has not been working out or isn't any longer working out for you to be with a company, then most definitely start looking at other options, other possibilities. Maybe you need to work for yourself. Maybe you need to start your own company or your own business or a side hustle even for right now, right? Like what's working, what is not working, and what has been working and what hasn't been working are the lists that you want to be writing. And number 3, the third list that you can actually write for yourself is, what can I do today to improve and adapt? So what kind of things can you start doing today? And I don't care if it's this small or this big. Like, it doesn't matter. But what things can you start doing to move yourself in a positive direction? And if you don't know what steps you should take, small or big, then you need a mentor, you need a coach, you need someone to follow. Look at people who have already done really well, or look at people that have succeeded in perhaps an area where you would also like to succeed. Follow those people, study them, research them. What are they doing? How are they doing it? Figure it out, because that is going to give you the information and give you insight into what little or medium or big steps you can take to start moving yourself in that same direction. Because guess what? That person didn't get there from sitting around doing nothing. They had to go through the same process. Anybody that is successful has to go through the same process of starting from scratch or starting at the bottom and moving their way up. They have to get educated. They have to get certain knowledge. They have to get certain skills. They have to learn new things, maybe regarding technology. Like for me personally, I had to learn a ton of new technology because I didn't know how to use technology in the way that it's being used, by many other people. So that was for me a start from scratch kind of scenario, and there could be many other situations and scenarios like that for you. Where do you need to level up when it comes to what you know, your skills, your abilities, and in terms of what can move you forward? And I want to say here, don't be stubborn, okay? Take it from a Saggy that can definitely be stubborn. I know that I have a tendency to be stubborn, so I have to be cautious and I have to pay attention to that to make sure that I'm not self-sabotaging myself with my own stubbornness, right? And for a long time, I was actually very reluctant to learn, social media, to learn how to use these platforms and to learn how to use other technology platforms, right? I was just reluctant. I had receptionists who would do it for me when I ran my business. I always hired someone to do that stuff for me. And now that I'm a solo entrepreneur, like I'm just really doing everything by myself and I don't have a physical clinic anymore, guess what? I had to learn. I had to put my stubbornness aside and really learn how to do these things for myself so that I can at least start building that business, to give myself actually confidence and allow myself to grow when it comes to knowing these things. Because let's face it, the reality is technology isn't going anywhere, right? Like we have to keep ourselves up to date and know what the heck we're doing. Otherwise, you're going to get lost in a sea of stuff and you're not going to be able to do basic things online, right? So I had to learn, and there are different areas in your life that you are going to need to learn certain things and skills to be able to move you forward. So be willing to change how you operate on a daily basis so that your life can improve, because that willingness to change really is the only way to create change, to create momentum for a new beginning. And like I mentioned before, find someone who is where you want to be. Study them. Be willing to learn new ways of doing things when it comes to making money and having financial success. So if you're not, like I said, happy with maybe a corporate job or just a whatever job that you're doing, then really look at how you could potentially work for yourself. What could you do working for yourself? What actually are your natural gifts, talents, skills, abilities that you already have right now within you? What are the things that you're super into, that you're really interested in and actually like to do, right? Those are usually going to give you clues in terms of what kind of a business you could potentially build upon those skills and upon that knowledge and upon that interest that you naturally have. Because you have to remember, like, each of us is unique. Every single one of us has very different facets to who we are. And for me personally, I always knew I wanted to help people. I always knew I wanted to support people in some capacity. But when I was, finishing high school and my guidance counselor was asking me like what I wanted to do, I didn't know what to say. And all of the things that she was presenting as options were just not good options. I wasn't interested in any of them. And I told her, I said, I want to help people. And she was like, okay, but how do you want to help people? And I didn't know. And I had to do a lot of self-discovery to get to where I am today. And, I had to go through a lot of challenges and different things to figure out that I'm an energy healer. I am a counselor. I provide guidance and advice. I'm a spiritual advisor for people. That was a process I had to go through to figure out. And you are at a stage right now where you already know certain aspects of yourself and certain interests that you have that you can expand upon, and maybe you're just lacking a little bit of knowledge or a little bit of skill or something, right, that you need to give you the confidence to be able to do that and to start actually getting into it as a full-time thing. Keep in mind as well that we all need mentors. We all need coaches. We all need people in our lives that can guide us and help us see things differently from a different perspective. Otherwise, you end up getting stuck in your own perception, in your own head, and you only see things from your perspective, which is one way to see it, right? And this is why it is so important for all of us to be connected and to talk and to share ideas and thoughts and perspectives, because that now all of a sudden equips you with extra perspectives and new, different ways of looking at something. I hear that from my clients actually all the time. When I present a perspective to them, then they're like, oh, wow, like I never thought about it that way. And all of a sudden that one perspective can completely shift how they approach a situation or an individual. So you need a mentor or a coach or someone in your life that can help you and support you to really move forward. And during this Jupiter retrograde, this is what it's all about. And I'm going to be talking about investing in a moment, because investing time and energy into the right things, the right people, the right places, the right skills is going to be really valuable at this time. What I'm actually doing and what I'm offering actually right now is 30-minute coaching sessions. So, and I've really discounted it. I've set up a link in the description box below where you guys can check it out. And if you feel you want like to chat for 30 minutes, then I'm offering that right now at a really good price, because I want only for the month of September, because this is such a pivotal month. I want you guys to be able to take advantage of having a coach or having someone that can present a different perspective. My perspectives are always from sort of a higher, like spiritual standpoint, but also very practical, very grounded. And I have a very large overview. I always look at every person involved in a situation, or just in general. Like I'm always looking at whatever is the best and highest good for you personally. So that's just how I do my coaching, and that's how I offer advice to people. But I am offering that right now to, like I said, anyone that is interested or just needs a little bit of a sounding board, somebody to sort of bounce ideas off of, or maybe get even confirmation from. A lot of people always tell me that I provide a lot of confirmation to them. So it's like thoughts, ideas, and things that they already had. I sort of confirm for them through my downloads and the information I get when I'm talking to people. So that's there. If you're interested, check out the description box below. You can do that and book a session with me. And think of it as an ultimate shortcut, okay? Because when you allow somebody else's perspective to come in, and you're not stubborn about it, and you just are open to that alternative perspective, it truly is a shortcut. And just as an FYI here, guys, I personally also have a mentor. I have someone that I go to. I have a coach that I go to and I also speak to that helps to support me. Like, we are all human. We all need sometimes to get out of our heads and to have a new perspective on things. And so when I go to her, then I most certainly, and for me, it's a business coach that I have. And when I go to her, then she definitely presents ideas and puts things really into perspective for me, so that I'm able to move forward and take the right action and not waste time, doing things that I could have done more efficiently but didn't know. So this is why I offer coaching, and this is why I recommend coaching so much to everyone. Now, remember that Jupiter is the great expander, okay? It literally is. It's a giant planet. It is absolutely huge, and it blows up whatever energy you are in, whatever energy you are putting out, and whatever energy you are focusing on. So that's important, okay? Choose where your attention goes and where your energy goes very wisely, particularly in the month of September and for the next 4 months that is left of this year. Absolutely be very mindful of where you put your focus and your attention. Luck. Let's talk about luck for a minute, because luck is also a hugely expansive energy with Jupiter in retrograde right now. It comes from action and giving. So something that I've learned about luck personally is that luck doesn't come to stagnant people. Luck comes to those who have the courage to take risks and to go after the things that they want. And this is truly from personal experience. Every time that I've ever taken a risk and gone for something that my intuition was telling me to do, I have always had really, really good luck with that. And it has always turned out better than I expected it to turn out. So luck really comes from giving and from action, right? From taking action. So the more that you put into sharing your love, your knowledge, your wisdom, your talents, your gifts, your abilities with the world, the more that you receive back. And you know, the business that I had for 10 years when I ran a multidisciplinary wellness clinic kind of proved that, right? All of the energy that I put into people and I supported people really came back to me with a lot of different good luck, and things would come together for me that I didn't even think could come together for me. So, and then now with this, with creating an online business for myself, it's the same thing. The more energy and time that I'm investing into it, the more things just seem to be working out. And it doesn't mean that there's no bumps in the road. It doesn't mean that everything is always perfect. Absolutely not. It means that I have to learn. I have to be willing to grow and expand and really become, you know, a better version of myself. But it is that investment into myself and into my own personal growth is yielding tremendous luck and tremendous positive outcomes. So don't forget that luck always comes from taking right action and from really being willing to give, right? Because at the end of the day, we are all here to serve, right? We're all here to serve and to help and to support one another in whatever capacity we are able and with whatever skills and knowledge and wisdom we have, right? So be willing to invest your time, your energy, your money, and your efforts into your self-improvement. And I'm talking here about health as well, actually, into spirituality, into a coach or a mentor that you know could help you, into gaining knowledge or building a business so that you can show up in a more powerful, confident, knowledgeable, and supportive kind of way for other people. So that's where investments need to be really looked at during this Jupiter retrograde. Also, make sure that the people, places, and things that you are investing in are also investing in you. So choose the right people, the right places, and the right things to invest in at this time. Not everyone and everything is positive. And it's so funny that my throat chakra got really messed up on this one. Not everyone and everything is positive, supportive, and loving in nature. So keep that in mind. Use discernment, especially this month, in the month of September, about where you put your energy and who and what you are investing in. Is it bringing some kind of a return? Do you feel that there is positivity coming back to you as a result of you investing into that person, place, or thing? Or do you feel like it's draining you and sort of sucking the life out of you and really just causing a lot of anxiety and stress for you, right? Really use discernment this month. Because, you know, at the end of the day, we have to keep in mind and we have to remember everything is energy. Everything. And the universe is based on energy exchange. So you are never not exchanging energy, okay? Because it's continuous. Everything that you do, everything that you say, you are constantly, excuse me, you are constantly exchanging energy with people, things, places, right? Okay, I had to like really clear my throat there. So everything is energy exchange, right? And how much time you are investing. Like Spirituality is energy. Time is energy. Money is energy. Love is energy. People are constantly putting out and taking in energy. Places, items, the actions you take, they are all energy based. So observe and evaluate how it makes you feel. And then decide if you want to keep it or let it go. Like, do you want to keep investing energy into something or not? Right? It's all about how we feel with things, right? And paying attention to that. And I want to just mention here quickly something about work. And when it comes to work and when it comes to building a business or anything like that, don't look at work as hard work. Try to just kind of eliminate that from your mind altogether. And instead of hard work, think of it this way. Anything that you invest your time, energy, effort, love, whatever into is inspired action. Okay. And work in specifically should really not be looked at work. It should be looked at as inspired action, because that's how I look at it. So I take inspired action. I was inspired this morning and compelled to make this video. And when I checked in with Spirit and kind of asked, what I should be talking about in today's video, then this is what I was guided to. Everything is inspired action. And if you start looking at your life in that way, and what kind of inspired action can you take to move your life forward during this Jupiter retrograde, then that perception and mindset in itself is going to propel you forward, bring in good luck, bring in the right people, bring back around certain situations, promotions, events, invites, whatever that can really, really help you. So everything is about inspired action, not hard work. September is a pivotal month. Okay, so like I said, this month in particular, out of the 4 months of retrograde, is very, very important. So pivot. This is the time to pivot. That's why we say it's a pivotal month. Change what is not working, because you will truly reap what you sow. And September is like the sowing month, okay? This month is going to be the month where you're planting all these seeds, okay? You're planting them in your mind and your subconscious, and then you're going to be reaping the rewards of those planted seeds come October, because October is usually the harvest month, right? So align yourself to put out the right energy through right thinking, meditate daily. I can't even tell you how important that is right now, to get yourself into alignment and focus on already having the wealth, the health, the love in your life that you are desiring. And Jupiter will expand that. If you focus and you meditate, again, when you use your energy correctly, it is going to expand that. So take right action. Look at where and how you self-sabotage, trying to do it on your own perhaps, instead of getting some help with certain things. This is why I hired a coach. Stop wasting time, on trying to figure things out on your own that you might not actually be able to figure out on your own, because you're only limited to your own perception. What can you delegate to others? And I wrote, even kids, even your children. Involve your children if you feel really busy, or if you're in the boat that I'm in right now where I'm building a business, then don't be afraid to delegate things to your children and give them tasks and things that they can do, age appropriate things that they can do to help around the house, to get maybe dinner going, to get whatever going. If you are needing a little bit more time to work on certain things, or you need to finish up something, it's okay to get others involved, to delegate out tasks that you can sweep off your plate, so that you can really concentrate and focus your energy on those much more important tasks that only you can do, right? That require your knowledge or skill or whatever, or your face, right? Other people can't do these videos for me. I have to sit here and record them. So, that's something that I can't delegate out. But there are other things I can, that I'm not required to do, or I don't need to do. How can you structure your daily schedule better to have more time for self-care and work? And I want to emphasize self-care here for a brief moment and just remind everyone that the more that you care for yourself, the more that you love yourself, the more that you invest into yourself, especially during this Jupiter retrograde, the more positive it will yield in your life. So getting into a better self-care routine at this time is really going to be helpful to get you more clear, more focused, feeling better, feeling more confident, within your skin, and to be able to put yourself out there, right? So how can you also simplify your life and drop things and activities that don't yield results? And ask yourself that. There were a lot of extra little things that I was doing that I didn't realize really weren't yielding any results whatsoever. So I had to drop some stuff out, and stop wasting time doing them and really hone in on simplification and actually simplifying your tasks and simplifying everything that you're doing. Don't overthink things right now. Really try to keep things simple. And it's like, get the task done. Don't be a perfectionist. Don't sit there, for hours and hours on one little thing, redesigning it 400 times because it's not quite perfect. It never will be. It doesn't need to be. Okay. So that's how you can become more efficient right now at this time. Allow the positive to expand and remove the things, habits, ways of thinking that drain you, cause anxiety and stress. So how you think right now is going to be very important. What perspective you have about the ability that you have to move forward is actually going to be also very important. And the end of 2023 is really going to, like, if you think about it, we have 4 months left of this year, right? And the end of this year is really giving us an opportunity to recreate ourselves, to recreate our finances, to recreate our entire life, actually, in a really big Jupiter type of expansive way. So it's giving us an opportunity to expand positivity if you're thinking, focusing, and acting right. So be mindful of what you expand during the next 4 months. This is life-changing energy. It truly is. So I hope that you found this information helpful. I hope that you took some notes in terms of where you can make some changes and how you can make some changes and what to focus on, and really, really look at your finances, really look at how you are kind of showing up in the world at this time, how you're serving or not serving at this time, and how you could be serving better. That's what these retrogrades are asking us to look at. It's what all of the expansiveness and the contraction is asking us to look at. So this is truly a life review opportunity. So use it to your advantage and take right action. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you found the information here helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.